history to Rickey, how do you create depth? Where do you feel like your depth is at the cornerback position for however many weeks he's going to be out?
Yeah. Obviously, we recruit here athletic kids, that can be very multiple, and we've moved around. We've actually practiced guys at different positions, even though you haven't seen them, in games play the position. So we're going to rely on our athleticism. Some of the kids that, some of the players that have been bouncing from left to right, whether it's a young man, young player like Tim Merritt or Dylan Lewis, they have the skill sets, So that gives us the opportunity. Trey Boteets, that's how we make it. Obviously we've got some veterans like Will Wright, and who did a really good job this last ball game, and we kind of shuffle them around. You got Jalen McMurray, you've got Buchard. You got guys that can play a lot of positions. So we'll use that, and we'll just mix it up, and we'll play the best lineup at the time. But we'll be very versatile as far as moving them around.
Coach, following up on that, with a guy like Jalen, you guys have been working him to play star. He can play corner. How do you balance which possession is best for him and best for your defense?
Yeah, again, he's a really good player, just like a lot of the guys we have on the back end. They've been practicing it. They've been back and forth. So it'll just be very natural when we mix it up.
When you've gotten transfers over the years, you've got them integrated really quickly. Jalen and Jermod last year, Colton this year. How different is that of getting guys game ready and into the flow of things? How different is that with transfers than it is high school kids?
I don't think it's any different. The only difference would be is obviously the high school kids are young. They're young, right? Don't have the experience. Like we say, young guys can't stay young anymore. Since the guys have been here since December, in January, we don't view them as young anymore. So the transfer has obviously the experience coming from somewhere at the college level, and that's where he has a little bit of a separation. But you look at a guy like Ty Redmond, who really did a great job this last ball game. He was ready for the moment. I just think it's our culture. It doesn't. There's the standard, the expectation's the expectation. Recruit really good players and put them in spots that that give you a chance to be very multiple. We've said it since we've been here. We're gonna recruit guys that are very multiple, that have the skill sets that can play at any position, and we can just exactly what's happened here. Don't take a kid that can't play man. Got to play man. Now you could be corner, it could be star, it could be at safety. We got to be able to play man, because at some point in time in that game, somebody's going to have to play. All of them's got to play man, whether you're a safety, linebacker. So we'll just again, it gives us the opportunity to move guys around, and it's not their first time doing it. I guess I'm trying to answer the question. They've been at corner, they've been at star, they've been at dime, they've been at free, they've been at strong. We play left and right when we practice out here. So, and that's schematically helps us. But also too, it builds depth, it builds continuity, and obviously gives us a chance to play like we did this last ball game here, where nobody flinched. Here we go, next man up, and they produce.
You mentioned a little bit about Ty Redmond. Can you expound on him a little bit, being ready and doing a great job? And obviously you guys had trust in him to put him in there, but what are the things that you were most impressed by actually seeing him in game action?
I think the thing about Ty is very focused, very locked in, like a lot of the guys. The moment's not ever big for him. He's very calm. It's kind of his personality. So we're not surprised how he performed. Again, he's like that every day. He's made a bunch of plays out here in practice, as he did when he was in high school, and it's been a continuation. But I just think the way he handles stuff, it's not, the moment's not too big, and I'll leave it there.
Rob, then Brent.
Coach, how did you evaluate Idris at his first start?
I'm sorry, say it again.
How did you evaluate Farouk at his first start at safety?
You broke up. I'm sorry, I can't.
Idris Farouk.
Okay.
His first
Yeah,
start at
I'm
safety.
sorry. Yeah, he did great. He obviously had a little bit, cramps in the opening up the second half, and obviously had to continue to get some fluid in him, but he did. I thought he did really good, outstanding. You know, made some really good plays on the ball in the air, and obviously was solid in the run game. Very good communicator too.
When you recruited Ty, obviously you knew his personality, you got to know him. Has he exceeded your expectations in terms of the focus you're talking about, being ready to play? Was that obvious to you when you recruited him? Kind of what stood out in the recruiting process that you thought, a good player, and is he ready faster than you thought he would be?
Man, he comes from a great high school program. I mean, he's got great coaching going on there. Now, he did transfer from another school, and that school that he transferred from had some really good coaches. I'm gonna give credit where credit deserves. It starts there, because that's kind of like how we are when we recruit. You know, where are they coming from? Who's developing the guys? You know, it's got a solid family that's very competitive. So from a personal standpoint, when you just get to talk to them, you know, and you get to build a relationship with them, you can see the fire, you can see the competitive edge in him, you know. But I think his training, he's a guy that's always training, always was when he was young, you know, whether he was a young man at 8th grade, 9th grade, you know what I mean? It's been in him. I've had a lot of success with, you know, guys, always a player. You know, he's a player young, he's probably going to be a player when he's older. You know what I mean? But if he just buys into to the work that it takes, and he has, in knowing him.
Paige, back.
Earlier this week, Josh Heupel said that he wasn't surprised by Colton Hood's performance on Saturday. What does he do during practice that would lead Heupel to say that?
High energy, locked in, really good with the players, his teammates. Fits in right away since the day he walked in here, because here he is. He wasn't with us in the spring. It's going to take a special person to do that, you know, where you kind of, how do I blend in here, you know what I mean? So he's got a great personality, but he's always upbeat, high energy dude. I mean, it's not hard to figure out, you know what I mean, what his personality is, because he's the same dude every day, you know. He's obviously really talented.
Patrick.
Willie, how do you guys kind of tighten up some of the zone coverage stuff that Syracuse was able to hit on some good plays? How do you guys kind of tighten that up?
Yeah, play better technique, man. Have a little bit better thought process in the downs, you know, in the D&D, what we're doing. You know, we got, you know, third down and long, and we got, you know, certain guys that are not, you know, seeing as third down and long. They're seeing it still, you know, second down and medium or something like that, where they think the run's a part of it, you know. That's on us, it's coaches, you know, but just executing not only the job itself, but the fundamentals that go along with it. You know what I mean? Eye training too. We had some missed assignments because of our eyes, and that's always going to be a battle, man. You keep on coaching that. You know, you got to put your eyes where they belong, so you get the right keys. It's easy when you play man, right? That's my man. That's where you get really mad. That's your guy. That's your guy. That's our guy. It's the him coverage. Don't mess that one up. So that's a great question. All right, man. Thanks, guys.